Hey, I'm back and I am going to show you how to apply the Trushine gel system. Okay, so just because I already had my nails all done, I just took off one wrap and I'm going to do a little demonstration on this one finger. So I've got my handy dandy instructions for dummies here. The first step is to wash hands with a degreasing dish soap. I love the Blue Dawn. It does a great job of just cutting the grease, and it's always a great prepping step. Number two, you can shape your nails with a file. Basically, just kind of making sure that they're the shape that you like. Everybody's different. You might like them more squared. You might like them more pointy. So just make sure that they are already filed before, because you don't want to do it after. You don't want to file the gel. Okay. Number three is push back cuticles. Now this step could be the most important, okay? And you definitely want to have one of these metal cuticle pushers for this step. The cuticle totally grows way over your nail, not just down at the base where you typically think the cuticle is. So I actually love this metal pusher, and I use it all over the surface of my nail, paying special attention, of course, to the bottom and the sides. Cuticle often grows on the side too, and you don't even know it's there. So I'm just going to take a few minutes and make sure that all of the cuticle is gone. And I'm going to show you this in a second. You'll be surprised at how much cuticle is being pushed off here. A lot of women think that they don't have cuticles, or that they just have good cuticles and they never have to do this step, but that's not so. You always, look at that. You always have to do this step. It's really important. The gel, even the wraps, everything's going to last and have a nice seal along the cuticle if you don't skip this step. So, okay. Then it says to remove all shine with a buffer. So I've got our little buffer here. Remember, the rougher buffer is better. And just buff the surface of the nail, even paying special attention to the sides and the cuticle, both sides, just like that, giving it a nice surface to adhere to. Number five is the clean with alcohol. So I've got again our little Jamberry prep wipe here, but you could use the rubbing alcohol or white vinegar too. Anything that's just going to really dehydrate the nail. Okay. Then apply a thin coat of the base. And make sure that we've got the base coat. Again, got our little LED light ready to go here. Swirl it as you bring it out. Wipe both sides. And when you apply your base coat, again, just like you'll see it better when I do the color, but starting in the middle, doing a little scrubbing motion towards the cuticle, and then finishing by coming this way. Capping the tips, remember, that's important too. So just going from side to side along the tip. Then cleaning any that got on your skin. So because I used really a thin layer and was very careful, I'm not going to have any pooling on either side. When you have too much gel on the brush, you're going to get that pooling, and that is not good. That's where your nail wrap or your gel is going to lift or chip or pop off around the edges because of it got to be like a big chunk and it's not a thin layer. So just put my finger in there, push the button on top. It's quiet. It'll last for 45 seconds, and that top light or that base coat is going to cure. It's also a good idea to always close your bottles in between layers, because if this was sitting there open and the light was hitting the actual gel, that can harden right on the bottle, and that would not be good. So important to kind of keep an eye on that. And so I'm looking at what color. I think I'm going to just go with this black cherry because it is a dark color and it's sort of a red that might match my manicure, because I'll probably be stuck with it for a few days at least. But now, so that's done, and I'm going to go ahead, and this is the new kind of way that they suggest getting the colors and especially the sparkle gels ready to go. So upside down, rolling it back and forth. Okay, then when you open up the bottle, ooh, again, they said do the torpedo, which is just kind of like a swirling motion to get it out. You know, there's really not much on my brush at all. The less, the better. The thinner, the better. So then, let's see, how are we going to really angle this here? I want to really just show you what I'm doing. Starting in the middle, you see that? The middle of the nail, and then using a scrubbing motion, back and forth scrubbing motion towards the back. And that's going to get a nice clean line back there too without any touching your skin or cuticle. Then come all the way forward, avoiding the edges. You don't want it to touch your skin. Just like with our wraps, a little sliver of your nail showing is a really great thing. Now, I was told by a professional nail tech that you can actually skip the capping of the tips step if you like for the color layer, and just do that. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that's what happens, and it could happen to you at home if you accidentally bump your finger with your other finger. Make sure that you get that off of your skin and just come back and fix that up. It's self-leveling, so by the time I got to put that brush back on there, it had almost filled in that little bit of that little streak there. So self-leveling means that it will just kind of even itself out. It also is a good reminder to keep your nail nice and flat. So when you put it in your light, make sure that you do kind of have it at a flat level. And another good reminder is to just do these 4 fingers at a time. So typically I would have all 4 of my fingers in here nice and flat, then do my other 4, then come back and finish with my 2 thumbs together, and that way I can hold up the lamp in my hands with my thumbs. Otherwise I'm just, you know, setting it on the table like that. So that's the first color coat. We're definitely going to do a second coat of this black cherry to give it some nice color coverage. And it's got to be almost done here. I'm just getting my alright. Again, just like before, starting in the middle and scrubbing towards that cuticle. I mean, I never really knew that there was a special way to paint your nails until I went to the salon and asked, and I paid really good attention and asked questions along the way, and man, these pointers were amazing. Like, who'd have thought? But yeah, I mean, I never painted my nails really before, but when I did, they looked like crud. But look at how awesome that looks. I mean, I'm impressed with myself. And then you cure it again for another 45 seconds, and the next step is going to be our top coat. So, you know, I didn't really have to wipe up anything with the color coat because I didn't get any on my skin. I didn't cap the tips for my color coat, just for my base coat. Again, though, the most important notes here are to make sure that the layer of color is very, very thin, and then making sure that you don't have too much on the brush and that it doesn't pool at the cuticles. Okay, and leaving a little bit of a gap on the side. So next is our top coat, and then we're done. So getting my top coat out here. You see the top coat is like super goopy. Again, trying this torpedo thing here. Alright, top coat, just like the color in the base coat, in the middle first, scrub it, push it towards the cuticle, And then come back this way. Now with your top coat, you definitely do want to cap the tips. So again, just go from one side to the other, like that. And then I always come back one more time and finish in a straight line. I can feel a little bit on my skin there, so I'm just going to take my nail here and swipe right under the nail, closing my bottle before I cure this one, and leaving it level here while I cure it. And that is going to be the final step. Again, when we're done with curing this final layer, it's going to be a little bit tacky, so you can go ahead and wipe it with your alcohol wipe. So that is basically it. I mean, my best tips are, making sure that your cuticle is properly removed and really clean that up first. Buff all over the surface. Apply the thinnest layers possible. Cap the tips for the base and top coat. Don't let it touch your skin. Don't let it pool or get, globby, I guess, around the edges. Just nice thin coats should prevent that from happening. And when you're all done, you just wipe it like that. So, I mean, I feel like I'm getting really good at this. I've probably done it, I don't know, 10 times now. And look at how pretty that is. So pretty. It's not the same shade of red, but it'll work. So thanks for watching. I really hope that, those who already have the gel system are enjoying it and loving the kind of combination possibilities that the gel combined with the wraps and the lacquers gives you. So let me know if you have any questions about Trushine. And the whole system is $120, but most of my hostesses will get that for half off, or even some can earn it for free if their party is good enough. So definitely just having a small party of $150 in sales will get you a half off coupon, and then you can get the system for $60, which is an amazing deal. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you soon.